Hi everyone, this is Don, and you might have heard recently on a few news stories or even on YouTube of a family and a pregnant lady who was kicked off the Disney Cruise Line. And I'm of two minds on this, and I'm going to try and explain a little bit from a travel agent and a person who cruises a lot's point of view of what exactly happened and the reason this happened. And so, yeah, here's my 2 cents coming up right after this. So, a quick little backstory on this. It's a family of 10. We're going on a Disney cruise vacation. One of the ladies is 25 weeks pregnant. All cruise lines have a 24-week policy, which means you can't cruise after 24 weeks. Whether you have your doctor's permission or not, it's a liability thing. They want to make sure that nothing happens on a shore excursion or in the middle of the ocean and they can't get you and you lose your baby. Can you imagine the lawsuits that would happen if that happened? So this is just a policy that's right across all cruise lines. And a lot of people say to this lady that you should have known that it's 25 weeks. And yes, when you're pregnant, you should be looking into your travel. You should not take it for granted that everything is good. So I'm going to just call this a mistake on her part. She said that she didn't book the cruise. It was another family member. And so I have no reason to not believe her this, but it is a policy and it's going to be enforced most of the time. And her big problem wasn't the fact that they were refusing her on the cruise. Her big problem was that she says she was treated rudely and badly and that armed guards were called. And so I watched her video and I watched another video that she did explaining exactly her thoughts and her process. So let me get this right out there. I don't think she was looking for attention or YouTube or looking for a viral video or anything like that. They have a YouTube channel, much like mine, around the same amount of subscribers as a matter of fact. And they're just a daily vlogging family called the Family Hive, and they look like really nice people, really fun people. So I do not think that was the intention going forward. So anyone who thinks this is just somebody looking for one of those strike it rich, big sensation YouTube videos, that's not what I think this was. So in their video, they say they ended up understanding that they weren't allowed on the cruise ship. Trouble is, of course, the luggage is already taken and the luggage is already somewhere on the hold. Now, if you've ever been on a cruise that holds around 3,000 people, you know there's about 20,000 bags of luggage sitting somewhere in a cargo hold. And you might know what your luggage looks like, but the cruise line doesn't know what your luggage looks like. So they have to go through your name tag and your luggage tag, and they have to search every single piece of 15,000 bags to find yours and make sure they don't miss one. So that's going to take some time, unfortunately. So while they're in the cruise line, I guess the father got a little impatient with what was going online and what was happening in the terminal, and he yelled out in a raised voice, "Can we hurry this up?" And as I've explained many times, and I've said that in my tip videos whenever dealing with customer service on cruises or on the ships themselves, just be polite and don't ever yell. Because the minute you yell at one of their representatives, you've now escalated the situation and they're going to call security on you, no matter what. And just not necessarily because they're afraid of you, it's the procedure. If somebody becomes belligerent or they feel that it could escalate. Now, the difference between calling somebody on a cruise ship and calling somebody in a cruise port from security is, on the ship, they're not going to show up with guns, but in the ports, they do. Because they don't know the situation. They don't know that it's somebody who is causing a fight. They don't know that it's somebody that is threatening them within. All they have been is security to desk whatever. And security comes armed And in every port, they don't come with little guns, they come with the big guns because they don't know the situation. If you've ever been in a cruise port in Europe and you see security called at the cruise port, you would think you're in one of a James Bond film, because they come with the full masks and the goggles and everything. They come and it looks like you're in a video game. So somebody to show up in a vest and an AK-47 is not unusual in a cruise port when security is called. So, and I understand it's very intimidating, especially if you're not a person who likes being around guns. I can understand that completely. But it is standard procedure, and they weren't standing there pointing the guns at them. Even in all the videos, the gun is just across the man's chest, and he's talking. So he's not aiming the gun at anybody, and the safety's on. So it's not like they were pointing and escorting them out at gunpoint. So I understand you're frightened of being around guns or security, but it really was just standard procedure at the time because it escalated up. And that was the fault of your father for raising his voice. So number two, the escalation part was not on the cruise line, it was on your family. And I understand the frustration, the heat, the disappointment, and all that gets in there. So I do understand, and I don't think it was intentional for this to happen. Next, though, you said you were escorted out and told to wait outside, and how, oh, man, we're treated really badly and things like that. But in your explanation video and in the video I watched of this family, I see them talking to the cruise liner. First of all, they said the lady who they first were talking to tried for 30 minutes to get permission to let her on the cruise. So she was doing her job. She's trying to get you on that cruise. She's calling everybody that she possibly can to get permission. So it sounds to me like she's doing the right thing. Obviously, she doesn't want to turn all of you around, and so she's doing whatever she can. So that sounds like somebody who's trying to help you to me. And then you state that you don't like the way that they say that they don't like the way that the people treated them. But in the video, I see them talking to the people saying, you know, when I dealt with other people, they were in Disney, they're smiling and things like that, and you're just frowning and why are you over there at this point? Why are you bothering them? Somebody's trying to help you. Why are you at the desk? Why are you trying to point out that there's somebody's ID left on a desk or something along those lines? At that point, you should be away from the desk, sitting down. Somebody's trying to help you. They will call you when they get an answer. Standing around the desk and talking to people like that is not going to help anything, and they can't do anything for you. So unless you walked over and said, look, is there a place we can get some water or something for my child? It's hot. And they said no, but in no time in any of these videos do I ever see that. I only see them talking to the crews and saying that they're laughing at them and they're doing this. I said, well, and then you're wondered why they tell you to get out. It's because you're over there for no reason. You're not. If you'd have just been over in the chairs and sitting down with your family, they wouldn't have asked you to step outside. Again, it escalated because you were doing something you really just, there was no need to do. And I understand you're frustrated, but I can't blame the cruise line for not wanting you around their employees, telling them they're not doing a good job, and hey, why aren't you smiling? Okay, wait outside now. And you know what? That would be any business in the world that you're there doing that, they would tell you to do the same. Why don't you, a restaurant, why don't you step outside and wait out there? So again, I really empathize with this family. I wish they could have gone on this cruise. I understand the cruise line refunded all 10 passengers their money for the cruise. They did not have to do that. That could have, that's your fault. First of all, the other 9 people could have gotten on the cruise, and so it would only been one person missing the cruise. They didn't want to do that, and Disney refunded the entire family their money back. And they did not have to do that either, especially since they were letting the other 9 people on. So good on Disney for that. And as far as being treated badly and things like that, I would say to this family, just take a quick step back and think from the other side. Is it perhaps a little bit of your fault for what you were doing and things like that. And you say you were just filming because you were a daily vlogger and you're used to doing that. And I totally understand that. Whenever I'm on a cruise, that darn camera's in my hand the whole time. So I can understand that. But now look at it from the Disney representative's point of view. You're standing them there telling them they're not doing a good job. Why aren't you smiling? And someone's filming it. Yes, they're going to ask you to leave now. Now you're being kind of a jerk. So, and I don't want to say that you intentionally wanted to be one because it seems like such a nice family and seems like a very friendly, easygoing group. I think it was just a situation that kind of got a little bit out of hand. I don't really think Disney treated them horribly. I can see that I can see them laughing in the background and things like that. But at what point does it become, okay, you people need to step back a little bit and let us do our job and see what we can do, again, instead of you telling us what we're not doing and things along those lines. So as far as the reason you got escorted outside instead of being allowed to stay in the terminal, I kind of think that's on you because of the way you started acting with the cruise terminal staff. And Disney did the right thing, refunding the entire family back their money. So this could have been a lot worse story. You could have lost 10 cruise fares and things like that. So all in all, I don't really think this was handled incorrectly. So that's just my point of view of the situation and how it happens. Like I said, this family seems really nice. I don't think they were looking to cause any trouble. It just sort of happens. And as I'm always warning people in all my years of cruising, I've learned how to talk to the guest services people to get what I want. And so that's just a heads up. Always be smiling. Never raise your voice. You can be point on, but that doesn't mean you have to be angry and raising your voice. So that's just how I feel. I hope you liked this video and this explanation of what I think happened. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more videos and more travel vlogs, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.